What's going on, everybody? We're here, back with a brand new episode of Umineko When They Cry. Last time we were on, whole bunch of craziness happened. It's all I can really describe last episode. It was a pure spectacle, in my opinion. Let's just start at the beginning of last episode. Basically, our dear grandfather, Kinzo, got burned alive from the inside, and that was the least crazy thing that happened in that episode. Ganon tried to fight off against the Seven Sisters of Hell, but failed to do that. And Genji pretty much gave a mercy killing to both Shannon and Ganon in their final moments, while Goda, after which, was brutally murdered by the Seven Sisters as well. But we finally get to Kumasawa, and it turned out that Kumasawa was actually the original Beatrice that taught the Golden Witch Beatrice how to do magic. And we had a gigantic, epic battle that was just pure insanity that I couldn't even describe to you, pretty much. Basically, in the end, Beatrice pulled a trick out of a shred out of chess that someone told me about in the comments. That the trick she pulled was actually like a chess maneuver, which is pretty cool. You know, that's a fun fact with there. And basically, it turned out, she wasn't actually dead, but she was the original Beatrice was actually dead all along, straight literally out of an anime, like Fist of the North Star type shit. But it was just. Last episode was just full of spectacle that I couldn't even comment on. And so, I've been trying to, rack my brain about last episode, about what could I possibly glean from last episode that I could just make sense of, Like, what is it exactly that I could make sense of? And I've developed a bit of I wouldn't say theory, but like an idea. So I was even thinking this during recording that last episode, but I didn't really say it at the time. But I feel confident in it now. So, witches. The concept of witches within the When They Cry universe is that witches are parts of a person. As we saw from Higurashi with Burn Castle and Rika. Burn Castle was a part of Rika at one point, but eventually detached and went into the dimension of fragments. Whatever that is. I guess the witch's dimension, you want to call it. We know that for a fact. We also see Lambda Delta, who is obviously the witch of Takano. And we have the Witch of Beatrice, which we saw Beatrice was an actual person before, and she died due to Rosa's, trying to get her out of the other mansion within Wokojima. But she died and became this endless witch, the Golden Witch. So, that same thing has to apply with the other demonic characters, or the other paranormal characters we've come across so far within this game. The most obvious example from last episode is the original Beatrice with Kumasawa, And I'm pretty sure we can confirm it that the person the maid that took care of young Beatrice was probably Kumasawa. That would make a lot of sense since she is most likely, next to Genji, like the oldest person to be on Wokojima, to be by Kinzo's side. So it would make sense that she would take care of Beatrice and all that, and from what we've seen of Kumasawa's, personality, she isn't very confrontational about the family. She knows all of the horrible tragedies about the Ushio Mira family, but she really, keeps to herself, as we see most of the times, as she's, hiding behind a corner in a hallway, just seeing the events take place, Which would make sense why she believes in Beatrice, because she did take care of this young girl on Wokojima who unfortunately died, and, well, maybe she thinks that the island of Wokojima is haunted by her ghost, which, makes sense to her. And the only other demonic character we've come across that I can connect someone to is Wonove, who I think is a part of Genji. I feel like that's like the second most obvious character to connect to, since obviously Wonove and Genji are the head butlers, head finishers, and all that. And Wonove gets the aspect of snarkiness that Genji doesn't showcase. Well, Genji is a perfect finisher. He's a willing attendant. He cares for other people. He he mercy killed Shin and Cannon just so they couldn't be killed by the sisters. Wonove is more snarky, butler instead, that always sneers at his master or mistress, you want to say. Now, with the Seven Sisters of Hell, there's really no connections I can make with the other characters, or actual human characters we have here. But I feel like that's the biggest thing I can glean from last episode. There really isn't. It was just pure spectacle. Even Beatrice, mocked us at the end of that episode of like, why don't you accept this? Why don't you accept this spectacle? Why don't you just turn off your brain and just watch this? Watch this epic fantasy battle of witches, and just shut off your brain for a second. Don't think about it too much, And it's like, I really like that. I really, dude. I really like that aspect. I've always loved the meta aspects to fictional stories. Hell, one of my favorite, or, the game that introduced me to psychological thrillers or to, like, this genre, it was Alan Wake, which is all about this writer, Alan Wake, who is in this town called Bright Falls, and he's haunted by his writings, pretty much. And how he has to deal with the darkness, all of that, and how it's very much inspired by Twin Peaks and all that. Hell, I'm pretty sure Alan Wake was the piece of fiction that introduced me to the word psychological thriller. I think both those words, actually. But ever since then, I've always loved the meta aspect to stories. I've always just loved that aspect. And Umineko takes full advantage of that meta aspect. There's a little bit of it in Higurashi, especially with the one segment where you had to connect the fragments, all that. That was a really cool segment. But Umineko takes complete control of the kind of meta narrative of the story, which I find it's very cool. Some people may think it's a bit, I don't know, gimmicky nowadays, maybe, with fourth wall breaks and all that. But I feel like it's utilized very well within this story. I very much enjoy that meta aspect. But yeah, all I got from last episode, Kumasawa was probably the one that took care of young Beatrice. And she has a witch, and so does Genji. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. I have no idea where this is gonna go. There would have been no way to tell that the morning had come without opening a window and looking up at the cloudy sky, which had become a tiny bit wider. It wasn't a refreshing morning. All that could be heard was the sound of the rain, which hadn't stopped falling since last night, and the howl of the wind.
とても朝とは思えないわね。私たちの心をそのまま示したひどい天気よ。
なら随分穏やかじゃねえか。
We could all be dead.
雨は降れど、槍が降らねえだけマシだぜ。
Oh, how you joke, Rudolph.
雨が降ろうと槍が降ろうとドンと来いっちゅうとこやな。もう6時かいな。はあ。これで十分とちゃうか。
You know what? You know what this game feels like that I just figured out? It feels like 3 different stories, doesn't it? There's the murder mystery, like the most typical murder mystery you can possibly think of about the family inheritance and the head of the family about to die, and all the siblings fighting against each other in order to get the money and all that. Most typical murder mystery you can think of. Then we have the supernatural aspects to this game about witches and fantasy battles that we saw last episode. And then we have the third story, which is about this chess game between Bador and Beatrice, where Bador has to deny the second story while trying to solve the first one. There's 3 different stories at play here. 3 different warriors. And it's really cool how it's been able to pull that off, like, really fucking well, I have to say. Once again, I have to commemorate Ryokushio 7's writing. It's just amazing.
あとは謎の19人目ベアトリーチェが動いてこんことには手の打ちようもないわ。
そういうことだ。だが向こうが撃ってくるだろうほとんどの手は想定できたはずだ。
そうね。兄弟の中に裏切り者さえ現れなければ、私たちは大抵の事態に対応できるはずよ。
もうこの話は終わりにしましょう。結局徹夜しちゃったわね。眠いわ。
そうですね。朝食をとったら一度お休みになられてはいかがですか。
良い提案だ。この年に徹夜は応えるよ。
As they all stretched, they enjoyed this unrefreshing morning as best they could.
顔でも洗ってこようぜ。きっとひでえ辛さ。
But hey, at least all the siblings are alive this time around, so, that's a nice shades of pace.
何このひどい匂い。
But really fucks with the whole Bad Wars, thing of now he has to suspect his family, sticking with the whole, it has to be humans theory. As soon as they exited into the corridor, Kyrie openly made a disgusted expression.
どうしましたか。
ねえ、何かひどい匂いがしない？
Yeah, and the whole red truth about there's being only 18 humans on the island.
ん？なんやこの匂いは。こらたまらんで。
After hearing those complaints, everyone stuck their heads out into the corridor. The stench was faint, but once people started commenting on it, it was clearly noticeable. Each of them went into the corridor, relying on their own sense of smell to tell them where this strange odor was coming from.
一体何事でしょう。現時に対応させましょう。きっともう使用人室に来ていて、朝の準備をしているはずです。
頼む。まさかあのゴーダに限ってこんな匂いをさせる朝食を作っているとは思いがたいのだがね。
Rudolph and the others searched for the source of the smell. They determined that it was coming from underground. From the boiler room. What? But the door was locked, and they couldn't check inside, of course. At the same time, when Natsui's group was on its way to search for someone in the servant room, they noticed something strange near the parlor.
何ですか、これは。
ひどいいたずらだわ。誰がこんなことを。
Okay. We've seen these symbols 3 times, right? Across these 3 episodes. And every single time we've seen these, the magical scenes, I would like to call them. We've never seen these actually be drawn. Like these have never been drawn before at the scene of the murder. Like we've seen multiple murders by this point, but we've never seen these symbols. So what I think these symbols are probably the things that activate the like Twilight. Most likely, from what we've gathered, or from what I gathered at least, that they have to be like symbolic for, you know, the Twilights to, you know, resurrect Beatrice, you know, at the end of all this. That's the only possible use for them, you know. Or, you know, it's just the murderer fucking with us, making us think it is magic, you know. That same, you know, 2 coins of the, you know, this damn symbols. On the door to the parlor, drawn on paint that looked like blood, was a strange thing that looked like a magic circle.
厨房にはまだ誰も来てないわ。何よそれ。
Ava's group, who thought the smell might be coming from the kitchen, had returned after confirming that no one was there and that preparations for breakfast had not yet begun. Then they noticed the change to the parlor.
ダメだな。ボイラー室は鍵がかかってる。ボイラーの故障とかそういうのだとまずいんじゃないのか。使用人は誰かいたか。
その悪趣味な落書き、ここにもあるの？ボイラー室の扉にもあったのよ。
なんやって？この薄気味悪い落書きがここだけじゃなく他にもあるっちゅうんか。まさか森の魔女ベアトリーチェの宣戦布告っちゅうわけやないやろな。
Haruoshi tried to make fun of it, but staring at this creepy magic circle while listening to the wind and rain really made it seem like a message from the witch. The dripping bright red paint made one think of blood, which made it even creepier. Haruoshi tried to open the door, but it had been locked. As a general rule, the parlor wasn't locked. Someone had gone out of their way to lock it.
これはどういうこと？私たちが食堂で話し合いをしている最中に誰かがこっそりとこの落書きを残したというの？客間とボイラー室の扉に。
どうせ使用人の仕業よ。私たちはずっと一緒だったのよ。全員にアリバイがある。おそらくお父様に何かおかしな指示を受けてこんないたずらをしたのよ。
昨日のマリアちゃんの手紙の件も含めて使用人連中が親父の手先になって何かを企んでる可能性は十分疑えるからな。とにかくみんなどこにいやがるんだ。まさかかくれんぼってわけでもねえだろうに。探そうぜ。
それより私は子供たちが気になるわ。無事よね。私確かめてくるついでにゲストハウスに使用人の人がいないか見てくるわ。
なら手分けだな。ゲストハウスにガキどもの様子を見に行く間、俺たちは屋敷の中を調べてみよう。考えたくねえ。こんな薄気味悪い落書きがここだけってことはねえかもしれね
え。親父殿のおかしなゲームに巻き込まれているのかもしれんな。私は親父殿のところへ行って事情を聞いてみよう。まあ素直に話を聞いてくれるとは思えんがね。
The adults split up. As a result, they confirmed that the 4 children were safe in the so-called cousin's room on the 2nd floor of the guest house. They had apparently stayed up late last night playing. All of them were snoring loudly, so Rosa decided not to wake them. Furthermore, Nanjo had returned early the previous night to rest was also safe. It seemed he believed in the phrase early to bed, early to rise, and had awoken fully refreshed. During that time, Kyrie and Haruoshi searched for the servants, but they didn't find them. The servant room in the guest house was also empty.
子供たちは無事よ。 みんな夜更かしのしすぎね。
使用人室は空っぽや。勤務表を見ても早番は6時からってことになっとる。もうお勤めをしてなきゃならん頃や。
仮眠室も空っぽよ。布団を抜け出した跡はあるけど暖かくはなかったわ。
こらクラウス兄さんたちの想像が当たったんとちゃうか。多分お父さんの指示で仕組んだゲームなんや。あの不気味な落書きを残してどこかに姿を隠してわしらに何かをさせたいに違いないんや。
遺産や家督を誰が引き継ぐにふさわしいか確かめようっていうことですか。いくらなんでもそれは。
いいえ、お父様だったらそういうことをしてもおかしくないかもしれない。
何しろお父さんは大仕掛けが大好きや。例の碑文を大広間に掲げた時から練りに練った計画だったのかもしれへんで。
ならゲームの開始宣言もしくはゲームの説明などがあったりはしないのかしら。マリアちゃんに渡したような紋章入りの封筒が出てきても良さそうだけど。
そうね。ひょっとすると屋敷で兄さんたちがそれを見つけたかもしれないわね。
南條先生、あんたなんか聞いてませんか。
申し訳ありませんが、私にも何が何だかさっぱりです。ただ、なるほど、金蔵さんが何かを企んで大仕掛けを打つことは私にも容易に想像できます。
一度屋敷に戻らんか。なんか向こうで見つけたかもしれんで。
お邪魔でなければ私もご一緒いたしましょう。
私はここに残るわ。上にマリアたちが寝てる。何が起こってるかわからないんだもの。子供たちを放ってはいけないわ。
そうね。私もローザさんとここで留守番してるわ。うちの人にそう伝えていただけませんか。
Rosa and Kyrie remained in the guest house. Hideyoshi went with Naojo and returned again to the mansion. I wonder, since there's two symbols so far, I'm trying to think back to the last two episodes. Has there been two symbols found at the exact same time during like the first Twilight? I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Not like at the exact same time. Like, well, obviously we've seen the Templar symbol like first every single time at the beginning of the first Twilight. But I don't think we've seen two of them since the others are claiming that there's one on the boiler room door as well. So I wonder what that one's going to be about as well. Because it's always been one for the 6 first murdered, at the same time in the mansion. In a way that was hard to believe, or maybe we should say in a way that gave him a bad feeling. Rudolph's prediction was spot on. The same magic circle with graffiti that had been drawn out on the doors to the boiler room and the parlor had been found in multiple places throughout the mansion. Oh, so it's the same one.
兄貴、親父の方はどうだ。
いや、ダメだ。
Yeah, I always remember. So if it's the same one just painted multiple times, why didn't we see multiple of them in the last 2 episodes then? Because we only saw that, specific Templar sigil like once. Like there was no other use of it. The other sigils were all unique. So what makes this so special? Why are there now multiple of them?
何の反応もない。一応扉に耳も当ててみたんだが、何の気配も感じなかった。
使用人の姿はどこにもありません。一体どこへ姿を消したのやら。
冗談じゃないわ。お父様も使用人も姿を消し、屋敷中のあちこちにおかしな魔法陣だらけ。 一体何が起こってるっていうのよ。
Great fucking question. There weren't only magic circles on the door to the ballroom and the door to the parlor. There were 2 on the second floor and 1 on the third floor for a total of 5. Yeah, there's not 5 fucking symbols the last 2 times. They were all the same magic circle and all of the doors had been locked so they couldn't check inside the rooms. Okay. If I remember correctly, the symbol, pretty much represented the freeing of a soul, right? Or like a key, pretty much what the Templar symbol represented, as Uria told us in the first episode, if I remember. So why this time around 5 of them had been drawn, 5 keys? Huh. What changed?
とにかくまずはボイラー室を何とかしよう。何かの故障で火事になったりとか爆発したりとかしたら大変だ。鍵だな。
使用人室にキーボックスがあったはずです。
They fished through that key box. Because each of the servants carried their master keys around, those weren't kept there. However, all of the individual keys should have been there.
よくもこれだけぎっしりと鍵があるものだよ。
ないわ。何度探してもボイラー室の鍵が見つからないわ。
Ah, it's gone, huh?
見ろよ姉貴。例の魔法陣の書かれた部屋の鍵だけが綺麗にぽっかりと抜けてるぜ。
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
本当ですね。これは困りました。
まるで魔法陣の部屋に入ってほしくないかのようね。いいえ、わざわざ魔法陣でアピールしてるんだから入ってほしいのかしら。
俺は後者だと思うぜ。扉をぶち破るのは映画じゃあるまいし無理だろう。窓を破ればなんとかなるかもな。
For a while, Klaus pondered over whether the situation really called for smashing a window. At that time, Hideroshi and Nanjo returned. There was nothing strange in the guest house and the children were safe. They told the others that Rose and Kyrie had stayed to watch over the place.
おはようございます。何やらおかしなことになったそうですな。
おはようございます、南條先生。早朝から起こしてしまったようで申し訳ありませんな。
なんや、手紙の類は見つからんのか。わしはてっきりそういうのが見つかったとばかり思っとったんや。
そうね。私もこれはお父様の壮大な冗談か何かのゲームだと信じてる。でもそうなら必ずそれを伝える手紙があるはずよね。マリアちゃんに手紙を与えたように。
ゲーム開始宣言はまさにあのマリアちゃんの手紙だったのかもしれねえぜ。
I mean, that's what I was thinking, if you're going with this line of logic.
碑文の謎を解いてみろと。すでにゲームの内容は示されてるさ。
なら屋敷から5つも見つかった魔法陣にはどんな意味があるというのかね。姿の見えない使用人もだ。
夏日姉さん、使用人って今日は全部で何人いたかしら。
現地に合田に5人ですが何か。
Huh. So what? Okay. So let's go with the thing of the magic circles represent the deaths, right? So why draw 5 circles for each of the 5 servants, but not for the adults? You know, that, were killed in the last 2 episodes. Why only put 1 symbol? Why paint 5 symbols for the 5 individual servants instead? Huh, this,
使用人が5人、魔法陣も5つか。偶然だろうが気になるな。
兄さん、窓を破りましょう。中を確認するべきだわ。
仕方ないな。
And most likely Kinzo was the 6th one. Why? I'm pretty sure the first Twilight contained 6 people that die. Yes, 6. So 6th one, Kinzo.
綺麗に頼むよ。
Interesting. So there's no magic. I'm going to guess there's probably no magic circle for the study, right? Or maybe, yeah, because there's only 5 magic circles then, each representing the servants. Okay, no. Magic circle was on the chapel, so it doesn't represent one of the servants dying, right? Because there would be 2 in the first game, right? Because it was Shannon and no, there was another servant that died in the first episode. It was Shannon. Wait, was there another one that died in the first game in the first Twilight? Was it just Shannon and the others were the parents? Who was it? Not Genji. Not Canon, no. Goda. Yeah, I think it was Goda. I'm pretty sure it was Goda that died as well there. So, if it represents the servants, then there should have been 2 magic circles on that door, not just 1. And also in the chapel, there was only 1 symbol and there were no servants in that. It was all just the parents. Nothing like that. What the hell? Okay. Klaus made his decision, gave permission to smash a window. And he decided that the first room they would break into should be the parlor on the first floor, where the windows would be easiest to reach. No, safest bet. They had hoped to peek in through the window, but the curtains were down so they couldn't see inside. Rudolph wandered around the garden, trying to find something that would be good for smashing the window. Eventually, he found a lock bigger than the first and came back.
全部割ることはないわよ。鍵が回せる程度に開けてくれれば十分。
あまり期待には添えないかもしれないぜ。
Rudolph raised the lock and hit the glass with it several times. Eventually, he succeeded in opening a hole big enough that he could unlock it from the outside. Covering his hand with a handkerchief, he stuck his hand through that hole and cautiously unlocked it.
後でガムテープで塞いだ方がいいだろうな。雨が吹き込んじまうぜ。
When he suddenly opened the window, the wind and rain made the curtain dance around violently. The curtain was blown to the side. They could see into the parlor they knew well. They were a little relieved. They thought there might be another bizarre magic circle inside the room, or possibly the traces of some creepy ceremony. In any event, they didn't want to hang around out in the rain. So the 6 of them, Klaus, Natsuhi, Ava, Hideroshi, Rudolph, and Nanjo, entered the parlor as a group.
特に変わったところはないようですな。
Okay, so no dead body. Huh. Oh. Spoke too soon.
どうしましたか、シャノン。ちょっと大丈夫なの？どうしたのよ、あんた。
チア
Golden swatter, baby.
南條先生見たってや。
So how did she die, huh?
おい、シャノンちゃん、大丈夫か？返事をしろい。
揺さぶってはいけません。今容体を見ます。
She had been in the shadow of the sofa, so they hadn't noticed her until they entered the room. Okay, so it was hidden. Interesting. While the other two first Twilights were very much in the open, while this one is deliberately hidden. Something to keep note of. Shannon was laying on the floor, her chest stained bright red with blood.
Oi!
No, shut up.
バトラー、どこだ？ほらほら、シャノンの死体が出てきたぞ。もういじめねえから出てこいよ。おー、いたいた。そんなところで頭抱えて何してんだよ。
Battler was crouching under the table, holding his head. His pitiful figure made it plainly clear that he didn't want to see anything, didn't want to hear anything. Yet, had he heard Beatrice's sneering voice? Could he not hear, or was he pretending that he could not hear? In any event, it was clear that he closed up his heart like a shell.
少しお嬢様がいじめすぎたのではないでしょうか。あれだけのものを見せつけて反論を迫っては塞ぎ込みたくなる気持ちも分かろうというものです。
なあバトラー、反論がないならリザインを頼むぜ。お前の手番なの。何か刺すとかパスするとか、さもなきゃ降参するとかしてくれねえと話が前に進まねえよ。なになに、聞こえないぞ。
黙れっつってんだ。ああ、うるせえうるせえうるせえ。
Yeah, it's a bit much for Battler to take in, huh?
何か魔女だ、何か魔法だ。好き勝手にやればいいじゃねえかよ。俺は信じねえ、何も信じねえ。クソクソクソクソ。俺に話しかけるな、何も見せるな、消えろ消えろ消えちまえ。俺にそのムカつく顔を近づけるな。
Beatrice winced reflectively at Battler's sudden rage. Wow.
そうは言うがな、お前の手番が終わらんとわらわの手番も来ぬ。あまりわらわを退屈させるなと言いたいのだな。
知るかよ、黙れよ、うるせえんだよ。お前のゲームなんか知るかよ。付き合ってらんねえんだよ。俺の番が終わらねえとてめえの番が来ねえってんなら永遠に待ってやがりゃいいだろうが。ああ、知らねえ知らねえ、わからねえ。魔女も魔法も認めねえ。あんなめちゃくちゃも認めねえ。
Come on, Battler, just, you know, sometimes you just gotta move on, just ignore it. That's what I'm trying to do, man. But I get it.
俺に話しかけるなっつってんだ。
Oh, shit. I don't know what's what anymore. After being shown something that's screwed up, how could I resist? Yeah. I wandered aimlessly through the rose garden. It was raining and windy. That didn't mean my body got wet. There was just a feeling of isolation as I wandered amidst the wind and rain without an umbrella.
俺はひょっとするとあいつのゲームにとっくの昔に負けているのかもしれねえな。
Actually, Didn't we already have a clear winner in losing the last game? After all, I surrendered for a time. That's why the world was tinted with witches and magic. Right now, Wokonjima is a different world where witches strut around openly and fire off strange spells. It isn't a matter of accepting it or denying it. Maybe I mistakenly assumed that I was playing a game on an even footing with Bito. Maybe I was already defeated in the last game, and this is just this signing ceremony of my surrender. A minute ago, a terrible battle unfolded in this rose garden. Yeah. Yeah, it did. Yes, it did. And there's nothing to really explain it. I saw it with my own eyes. I kicked the ground. Obviously, the ground was hard, and water from puddles splashed. Several towers had split this ground, spouting like high-rise buildings. The more I kicked this ground, the more I felt like that couldn't possibly have happened. But for that very reason, I couldn't explain it with anything other than magic anymore.
密室に鍵が閉じ込められてとかってやつならよくある推理小説の延長だろってことはわかるさ、でもあのドッカンドッカンってのはなくっそー
I mean, hell, it fucked with my theory about the whole, like maybe the golden butterflies we kept seeing within the, magic scenes in episode 2. I thought that was a signifier of like, oh, it's an illusion, a hallucination or something like that. Well, in that last fight, there was no golden butterflies, or like the golden butterflies weren't in the background all the time. It was just they were background, so I couldn't even make that argument. It's that fucking last scene. I mean, what can you say to it? Something so over the top, so extravagant, so spectacular. How can you deny it? How can you shut it out? How can you move on from it?
私の弟子が随分と迷惑をかけているようですね。
あんたは
Someone suddenly spoke to me, so I turned around. And in the rose garden arbor was the predecessor Beatrice, whom Beatrice had supposedly defeated a short while ago.
てっきり死んだと思ったぜ。生きてたのか。
I mean, well, this is purgatory, so you know.
いいえ、死にましたよ。
Mother. Apt song description.
今の私は取られた駒がチェス盤の外でくつろいでいるだけに過ぎません。
あんたはベアトの師匠なんだろう。ってことはつまりあんたも魔女ってわけか。
ええ、そうですよ。
ってことはつまりやっぱり魔女はいるってことで決まりなわけだろ。そしてあいつを倒せるのは俺じゃない。すげえ魔法使えるあんたの方じゃねえか。俺はもうお役ごめんさ。俺にできることなんてもう何もね
え。おやおや、すっかり屈服してしまいましたか。
屈服も何も。あれをどう説明すりゃいいんだよ。塔が生えたり落ちてきたり、でっけえ巨人が盾を構えたり槍を投げたり。ああ、思い出すだけでも気が変になりそうだぜ。もう推理もヘチマもあったもんじゃねえ。トリックとか 人間犯人説とかそんな領域をとっくに超えてるだろ。ああ、ちくしょうちくしょうちくしょうちくしょう。
落ち着いて。私はあの子のゲーム版の駒に過ぎない。こうして番外へ取り除かれてしまえばもはや何もできない存在。しかしあなたはあの子の対戦相手。あなたが自ら投げ出さない限り、あなたには常にあの子に一矢報える力があるのだから。
うるせえ。あんただっておかしな呪文を唱えて東田の槍だのを呼び出してたじゃねえかよ。何を一矢報いるってんだよ。俺にも魔法を教えてくれたあいつとあの大魔法バトルを繰り広げろっていうのかよ。
あなたが望むなら、あなたに魔法の一端を教えてあげてもいいですよ。
そりゃあ願ったり叶ったりだぜ。あいつの胸板にズドンと打ち込んでやれるようなすっげえ魔法一発頼むぜ。はっ、なめんなってんだ。
日本の魔法に雨乞いの儀式というものがあるそうですね。ご存知ですか？
雨乞い？バンバン火をくべて演武を奉納して雨を祈るっていうあれか？あれは魔法じゃねえだろ。火で上昇気流ができてその結果雨雲が集まるっていうれっきとした科学現象のはずだぜ。
おや、私は東洋魔法の一つだと信じていましたが、魔法ではないのですか。天に聖なる火を捧げ、敬いの演舞を捧げることで神々の心に雨乞いの嘆願が届くものと信じておりましたよ。
大昔の連中はそうだったろうよ。
What are you getting at?
でもその手のオカルトは大抵科学的に説明がつくもんだ。
物が燃えるのはどうしてですか？物質にフロギストンが含まれているからでは？
いや、物が燃えるのは酸化反応だ。フロギストン説はラボアジェが否定したはずだぜ。
物に熱が伝わるのはどうしてですか？物質にカロリックが含まれているからでは？
そいつは確かジュールが否定したはずだ。熱はエネルギーであって物質じゃない。
よくお勉強していますね。正しい知識ですよ。
ちょいとした雑学レベルだがな。
フロギストンもカロリックも果てはエーテルも神の愛さえも科学的な説明の前には無力ですね。私はかつて木からリンゴが落ちるのは人に食を与えるための神の愛のおかげだと聞かされましたよ。
重力すらも神の愛なのか？まあ科学より宗教が万物を説明した時代の名残だろうぜ。
ね。
その通りです。人類はかつて自らの知識の限界を、いいえ、無知そのものを魔法と呼んだのです。先ほどの雨乞いの話はまさにそれでしょう。太古の人々が火が熱を生み上昇気流を生み出して雲を呼ぶことを科学的に理解していたでしょうか。理解せずともそういう結果になることだけは知っていた。
そういうのは結構あるかもな。
I mean, that's how gods were first established, you know. Thunder, you know, power of Zeus in Greek mythology. You know, same thing with Thor, Norse, and probably many other gods as well to explain natural phenomena.
先人たちの知恵ってやつさ。理由は分からずとも長い経験でそういう結果が得られることを知っていた。 原理を理解できない現象は多分彼らにとっては魔法も同然だったろうな。
Yeah. Like this person just said, ancient people who didn't understand those principles probably believed that through the rain ceremony, their wishes would reach the heavens and make rain fall. To them, that was certainly magic, as long as they didn't understand updrafts.
電気のスイッチを押せば明かりがつく。子供は電球がなぜ発光するのか、その科学的原理を知らず、結果だけを知っていてスイッチを押す。
What are you getting at? Trying to tell me that there's a method to magic, huh?
原理を知らずとも結果を得られるならば、それは彼らにとって魔法なのではありませんか？
面白い話だな。まあ理屈から言やそうだ。例えば俺たちはテレビのブラウン管にどうして画像が映るのか理屈はさっぱり分かってない。でもテレビに物が映るのは当たり前だと思ってる。ブラウン管の原理を知らなくてもスイッチを押せばテレビが見られることだけは知っている。上昇気流を理解せずに雨乞いをするのと全く同じだ。つまり原理を知らないならばテレビだって魔法も同然。
Not the methods, the principles of magic.
いや魔法そのものだろうってわけか。
あなたはブラウン管の構造がどうなっているか知っていますか？分解してその中身を見たことは？
All I know about blonde tubes is that it keeps tracks of what timeline I'm in, so, you know.
ねえよ。本か何かで構造を読んだ気もするが難しくてさっぱりだったな。確か電子が蛍光物質にぶつかるとき発光してどうだろうこうだな。
それは偽書です。真実はブラウン管の中にグレムリンという妖精が閉じ込められていて魔法で仕事をしてくれているからなのですよ。
はあ？バカなこと言うなよ。そんなわけねえだろ。
ブラウン管の中を覗いたこともないのにどうして否定を？
覗いたことはねえが絶対にそんな妖精はいないと断言できるさ。
ここにブラウン管がない以上実証は不能ですよ。
確かに今この瞬間は実証不能だが後でどこかのテレビをばらしてみせればすぐに論破できるさ。
ということはブラウン管の中にグレムリンが閉じ込められていてその魔法で映像を映し出しているという私の魔法説はブラウン管の中身を検証するまで否定不能ということになりますね。
なんだよあれか？悪魔の証明だって言いてえのか？お前たち魔女のお箱だぜ。
悪魔の証明は消極的事実の証明が不可能であることを逆手に取った詭弁です。しかし今のブラウン管の話は違う。テレビをたった1台分解すれば済むだけの話ですよ。
そうだな。確かに悪魔の証明とは異なるな。
あなたの提唱する科学的説明と私の提唱する魔法的説明、そのどちらかが真実です。そしてそれはブラウン管の中を覗いた時に確定する。しかしそれを確かめる瞬間の直前まで私たちは互いの説を否定できないのです。つまり真実は一つであるにもかかわらずブラウン管の中を覗く直前までは相反する真実が同時に2つ存在することができる。
Kind of a Schrodinger's cat, huh?
一つしか存在してはいけない真実が二つ同時に存在できる異空間。
Is the cat dead or alive? You know, all you have to do to confirm it is open up the box. They said, yeah, exactly. God damn it. I fucking knew it. These goddamn visual novels and their Shorner's cat. Every fucking 999 Steins Gate. These visual novels love their Shorner's cats. Is the cat in the box alive or dead? If you open the box, you will learn the answer. You will learn the truth. However, until you open the box, you can claim that the cat is alive, and you can also claim that it is dead. Both claims are the correct truth according to the people making them. And even though the two sides are in conflict, neither can win the argument as long as the box remains unopened. In other words, two truths can exist at the exact same time. Even though there can only be one cat in the box, it is packed with a living cat and a dead cat, forming a strange, separate world. That is what Wokenjima is now. This island is now a different world where scientific theory and a magical one can exist at the same time. To a resident of the world of science such as yourself, at a glance, it may feel as though this island had been sucked into a world of magic. That might not be wrong, but it is not accurate. Strictly speaking, it has been moved from the world of science to the gap between that world and the world of magic. A kind of Twilight, you would say. So at a glance, it appears to you as though the world is tilted towards the magical side. But in reality, this island is now in perfectly impartial position with relation to those two opposing worlds. I mean, exactly. I mean, we've seen multiple times that, like, both magic and murder mystery tricks. You know, the whole, key in Maria's bag. That whole situation with the chapel in the second chapter, we saw that. Multiple instances of possibilities of I can't think of another example at this point. But it's interesting. This story is in two genres right now: fantasy and murder mystery, reality and fantasy, happening at the exact same time. It's really all about the observer. Which one you believe in, magic, the magical theory, or the murder mystery theory? There's only one truth at the end of this road. That's at the very end of episode 8, perhaps. The truth to all of this. What's inside the damn box? Is this story actually fantasy? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this truly is a fantasy story disguised as a murder mystery story. Or is it the opposite? Is this a fantastical, spectacular fantasy that's actually a murder mystery? You know? What is the truth of Umineko when they cry? What is it truly?
現実と魔法の中間、限りなく公平な世界、どこがだよ。俺に圧倒的に不利な展開ばっかりじゃねえかよ。
Oh, not everything.
ならばこう考えるといいでしょう。これは裁判です。あなたとベアトリーチェが相反する主張を繰り広げている法廷だと考えるのです。ブラウン管裁判でもいいでしょう。あの子はブラウン管の中には妖精が入っていると主張している。そして中に入っている妖精が どのような生態でどのような姿なのか、どのような魔力を持っているのかを次々に説明する。そしてあなたは
まあ図書館で勉強してブラウン管の構造を説明して反論するだろうよ。
この瞬間、法廷にはあなたの主張とあの子の主張が同時に存在する。もしもあの子の主張に耳を傾けたならば、それはあたかも真実に聞こえてしまうかもしれない。見えてしまうかもしれない。あなたはまさにそれを見せつけられた。今この瞬間の六軒島には確かに魔女も魔法も真実として存在するかもしれない。しかしそれは猫の箱が開かれる瞬間までの不確定な波動関数の世界。すべての状態が同時に説明できる。しかし真実は一つです。それは観測されることによって収縮し、無数の真実が淘汰されてたった一つの真実になる。法廷で例えるならば、これは裁判長による判決行為にも似ているでしょう。検察側、弁護側がそれぞれに主張する2つの真実は判決によって収縮し一つとなるのです。
I really like how they're putting this in both Science Gate and Phoenix Wright terms. Blonde tombs and fucking court cases.
あんたの言葉を借りると、つまり今のこの島はブラウン管の中を覗く直前の世界ってわけなんだな。だからこそ科学説も魔法説もどちらも否定できない。否定できないってことはつまり
どちらも真実として存在できる。だから魔女も魔法も存在し得る。しかし同時にそれを否定するあなたの意見もまた真実として同時に存在できる。相反する2つが同時に存在できる世界。そして相反する真実が互いを否定する理由にできない世界。理解できてきましたか？
つまりベアトがどんなすげえ魔法を俺に見せようとも、それは魔法説の主張でしかなく、俺を否定することには当たらない。
I mean, exactly. You know.
ベアトがどんな魔法を俺に見せようとも、この世界ではそれをもって魔法が存在する証拠にはなり得ない。
See, Battlewar, that's the opinion I've been going with since the first magic scenes in episode 2. Just ignore it.
そうです。あの子は木からリンゴが落ちることすらも魔法で説明しようとするでしょう。あの子は一見杖を振るって魔法にてリンゴをもぎ取り、大地に落としたかのように主張するかもしれない。しかしそれはあの子の主張の一つに過ぎないのです。あの子のいかなる主張もあなたの主張する機会を拒むことはできない。その意味においてこの世界は双方にあまりに公平なのです。
なるほどな。だがよ、その論法で言ったなら、たとえ俺が科学説で正論を示したところで、奴の魔法説と正面衝突を起こすだけで俺もまた奴を論破できない。しかもそのファイナルジャッジはブラウン管を除かない限りつかない。この世界のブラウン管はどこにあるんだ。俺たちに議論なんて必要ないってことになる。
What's in the goddamn box, or aka what's in the goddamn hatch?
俺たちは 仲良くブラウン管の中身を覗けばいいだけの話じゃねえのか。
It's quite a little a mystery box, huh?
中に妖精が本当にいたら俺の全面敗北だ。
Yeah, what is the determining winning factor, you know? When will we actually see the truth, you know?
いなかったら逆に俺の勝ち。俺たちはブラウン管を覗かずにどうして論争を繰り広げなくちゃならないんだ。
それこそがあの子があなたに挑んだゲームなのです。
The murders.
裁判ではなくチェスと例えるべきでしょう。勝敗は裁判官が決めるのではない。戦っているあなたたち自身が決めるのです。
真実が同時に存在できるめちゃくちゃな世界。相手を論破なんてできるのかよ。
現にあなたは論破されて今こうして屈服していますよ。今私に助言できるのはここまでです。もしもあなたが望むなら時折助言を与えましょう。
ああ、ありがとう。助かるぜ。
Yeah.
あんたの仇も。
ありがとう。期待していますよ。
あんた名前は？
ベアトリーチェはかつて私の名でしたが、譲ってしまった今、私は名前を持ちません。ならば仮の名でも名乗りましょう。ワルギリアス。
Virgil is.
いえ、ワルギリアではいかがです？
ワルギリ
Vergiria.
ア。ワルキュリア？神話の女神の名前だっけか？
いいえ、ベアトリーチェのもとへ導くものという意味です。煉獄さんの頂上にて待つあの子のもとへあなたを導く。
I was just thinking of like, isn't that a reference to Virgil from Dante's Inferno who guides Dante to, you know, through hell?
その案内人にふさわしい名前でしょう。
魔女を否定する俺が魔女の助けを借りるとはね。
Also, Virgil, known brother of Dante from Devil May Cry.
なるほど。異なる主張が同時に存在できるこの矛盾した世界ならそれもありってわけだ。
I mean, it's alright, you know, it's pretty cool.
笑える話だぜ。
あの子の言葉を借りるけど、本当にあなたは不死鳥のような人ね。戦う気力がもう蘇ってきた。さあ、心の準備がいいならあの子のもとへ。あの子の座するチェス盤の正面へお戻りなさい。私の弟子とどこまで戦えるか楽しみにしていますよ。
ああ、見てろよ。もうあいつの寝言には耳を貸さねえ。とことん冷静に俺の戦いを貫いてやる。
Hell yeah, man.
もうあいつの挑発には絶対に乗らね
え。では戻りましょう。戦いの席へ。
おお、バトラー。そなたどこへ姿を消しておったのか。負け犬は二度と姿を現さないかと思ったぞ。
え。待たせたな。頭を冷やしてきたぜ。
それでわらわとお師匠様の愉快痛快爽快大喝采の素敵ファンタジーバトルへの回答は出たのかい？あんなのファンタジー以外じゃ説明不能だろう。
お嬢様、さっき親切で上品にすると
お誓いになられたばかりですよ。
いけねえいけねえ。バトラの顔を見てるとついつい上機嫌になってしまうものでな。ほれほれほれ、それでバトラ、さっきの戦いだがどういう反応を示してみせる？
バトル、何があったって？
That's my boy. That's my boy right there. He's me. He's literally me. That was me. Goddamn right. That's what you do.
このバラ庭園のどこにお前らがニョキニョキ生やした塔が、槍がどこに転がってんだ？ねえじゃないか。つまりこいつがブラウン管の中身ってわけさ。
ブラウン管の中身一体何の話を始めるやら。
今この瞬間バラ庭園には何もない。さっきまでは魔法で塔が生えていたかもしれねえさ。だがそれはブラウン管の中を知るまでだ。魔法バトルはお前の解釈、主張に過ぎない。今この場に何もないのがその証拠だ。俺はさっきの魔女の戦いにこう反論する。今この場に何もないのは何事もなかったことの証明だとな。
Very true. There's nothing there.
あのな、さすがに第一の晩から大暴れはできぬし、わらわもこのバラ庭園は気に入っているのでな。被害を及ぼさないため結界の中で戦っておったのだ。だから現実には何の影響も与えていないのは当然のことよ。
それがお前の主張だな。ああ、それもありだろうな。だが今この瞬間のバラ庭園に何もない。だから魔法などなかったという俺の主張を何ら妨げるものではないんだ。
おいおい、そんなめちゃくちゃでわらわの魔法を否定できるのか？魔法がないは証明不能。悪魔の証明であるぞ。
今この瞬間のこのバラ庭園が真実だ。覗いた瞬間にブラウン管の中の妖精は蒸発する。そしてここには何の魔法の痕跡もない。
Ain't no cracks, no nothing.
だからお前らの魔女の戦いは行われなかった。
なんだその返しては、その力をもしや。
お忘れですか、お嬢様。多層世界収縮術です。
That's one hell of a technique, man.
無限の魔女の力と対になる有限の魔女の力。無限の魔女にしか悟ることができず、そして無限の魔女にとって最も強力な効果を発揮します。
シュレディンガーの猫箱か。あの老いぼれ魔女め、綺麗な入れ知恵を。
時間をロスった。使用人5人とじい様で6人の死体。状況を確認させてもらうぜ。俺がもたもたしてて時間を無駄にしちまった。
Goddamn right.
ここからはサクサクいくぜ。
Shoot shit.
席につけベアトリーチェ。ようやく第一の番じゃねえか。本番スタートだぜ。どんと来やがれ。
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Alright. I like that. I really, oh. I mean, that's what I had been kind of going with episode 2 specifically. Just ignoring the magical scenes and just seeing, like, the murder scenes, you know? You know, that's it. Like, oh, in this locked room, okay, Jessica's dead. Alright. figure out how she died. You know, ignore that magic scene, pretty much, because what's the locked room, kind of like a Schrodinger's cat. You know, like what's inside? Well, you gotta open up the door to see what's actually inside. Forget what the adults expected. At least for us kids, these were supposed to be a fun couple of days where the cousins deepened their friendship. However, when we woke up, there was an unbelievably cool reality waiting for us. George, Aniki, and Jessica were crying over Shan-chan and Kun-kun's deaths. By now, everyone who was alive had gathered in the lobby on the first floor of the guest house. Damn, pretty big lobby. And there were 12 people there. Unbelievable, right? They were 18 until yesterday. And one night, a third of that number had lost their lives. I eventually sobered up from my agitation, and along with my lack of sleep from being woken up so early in the morning, I was beginning to feel a faint sense of unreality. I want to think this is some kind of bad dream. My cheap escapism keeps telling me that over and over. Maria had gone back to sleep on the sofa Rosa was sitting in. Rather than her having nerves of steel, she probably generally hadn't had enough sleep. The adults were holding items for what was apparently grandfather's collection. Short barrel Winchester rifles. Apparently relics from a time he'd been obsessed with westerns. There were 4 guns altogether. Those had been split up among his 4 siblings, Uncle Klaus, Aunt Ava, my dad, and Aunt Rosa. Paper boxes filled with bullets were on the table, and the siblings were silently loading them.
なんだか怖い。こいつに触ってると、今でも親父に触るなって怒鳴られて、ぶん殴られるような気がするぜ。
ならよかったな。いくら触っても、もう殴られることはない。
信じられないわ。
It's actually kind of like insane how like big it is in Rudolph and Klaus's hands. Oh wait, no, how small it is, and then we go over to the Rosa and it's like fucking gigantic.
あのお父様がこんな最後を迎えるなんて。
金蔵さんに限って普通に床で亡くなるようなことはないだろうと思っていましたが、それにしてもむごすぎる。
Yeah, charred corpse ain't the greatest sight.
ねえ、あれは本当にお父様なのかしら。私は別人の死体でごまかした替え玉を疑ってるんだけど。
いいえ、あれは間違いなくお父様です。足の指をご覧になったでしょう。世間広しといえど、両足の指が6本の人間はそうはいませんよ。
Kinzo's has 6 toes? Huh.
でもいないとも言えない。多子症は珍しくない病気だと聞いたわ。王子掛けの大好きな方なんでしょ。どこかで両足の指の数が自分と同じな遺体を手配したかもしれないわ。
バカバカしい。
So impossible.
そんなこと何のためにするというのですか。
普通の人にならわしもそう言うわ。しかしあのお父さんや桐江さんの話も全くの口頭無形とは言い切れんのやないか。
I mean, for God's sake, the guy had enough resources to build a hidden mansion deep within the island and pretty much keep it hidden from the entire family, like the entire staff too. So you know.
妹の確認が難しいという。歯型とか骨格とかいろいろ調べる方法はあるはずさ。警察が調べれば一発で身元なんかわかるに決まってる。
Well, the police ain't never getting here, so.
問題は警察より先に電話技師が必要だという点だがね。
この台風じゃ船は来られないでしょうね。なら明日になるのかしら。
おそらく明日の9時にもう一度船が来てくれるでしょう。そこで警察に連絡できると思います。
私たちも、そして犯人も。つまりは台風が通り過ぎるまでこの島に閉じ込められたってわけね。
Just from our parents' conversation, you could probably figure out the general gist, but let's explain the situation anyway. First, earlier that morning, in various places throughout the mansion, a total of 6 corpses, including grandfather and all the servants, had been found, one after another. Alright, let's get to the tips then, or characters. Oh, here we go. Virturia, retired endless witch and Beatrice's master, made proper use of the endless magic and dedicated her life to the happiness and smiles of people. Taught Beatrice the endless magic and retired believing that Beatrice would devote herself to people in the same way. Well, as well as being Beatrice's master, she was also the consulting mage of Beatrice's old home. For this reason, Virgilia? I just want to say Virgil, like Virgilia. Virgilia? I feel like that's how you say it. Virgilia interacted with her in the manner of a servant. It is said that this was responsible for causing Beatrice's egotism and excesses. Interacted with her in the manner. Okay, interesting. Alright, oh boy. Okay, discovered as a burnt corpse from the incinerator in the ground boiler room. Okay. As there were no signs that he fought to get out of the incinerator, it seems reasonable to think that he was burned after he was murdered. Too bad this time. Game over right at the very start. Interesting. So, kind of the same thing as in the first episode. So he's found in the boiler room. Corpse discovered in the second floor VIP room. The murder weapon is assumed to be a gun or a spear-shaped object. In appreciation for his many years of service, Genji shall be permitted to sweep in the VIP room. Okay, so face. Corpse discovered in the parlor on the first floor. Murder weapon assumed to be a gun or shaped object. For Shannon the parlor, whose view of the rose garden was beautiful on the sunnier days. Corpse discovered in the chapel. The chapel for Canon, even after death, keep on protecting the place important to the ward. Corpse discovered in the third floor servants' quarters. He wanted to gain Kinzo's favor. The room next to the study is appropriate for him. Okay. Corpse discovered in the second floor guest room. The seldom used guest room on the second floor was her secret napping spot. Jeez. Okay. Alright, interesting. So, this is the most interesting first Twilight, because these are 6 different people found in different rooms, you know. And specifically for the servants, they have the symbols on their doors. No, even wait. There was 5. No, they said there was 5 symbols. One was in the boiler room, so that signifies as Kinzo. Genji, Shannon, Canon, Goda. Okay. Oh! No, they found 5 in the mansion. They hadn't got to the chapel yet. Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So, okay. So what it is, I feel like what the symbol is used for is to mark the room that the person dies in. That's pretty much what it is. While with the other 2, since all 6 of the people were in the garage and within the chapel, obviously the symbol was only used for that specific place. Well, with this situation, it's 6 different rooms. So the symbol is used on those 6 different doors. I think that's what's supposed to say to us. So it isn't like it representing the servants at all. It's just signifying like the room that the murder took place in. That's pretty much what it's symbolizing. So, okay, gotcha. Interesting. Alright. Okay. Alright, okay. In various places throughout the mansion, a total of 6 corpses, including grandfather and all the servants, have been found one after another. First, grandfather had been in the boiler room, completely burnt. The servants had died, each shut up in the rooms throughout the mansion that had magic circles drawn on them. The cause of death for the servants was uncertain, but according to Dr. Nanjo's diagnosis, there was a high likelihood that they had been stabbed by something like a spear, or possibly shot with a gun. That was why the adults had started arming themselves with the Winchesters. And what made the situation even more chaotic was the fact that the telephones had become unusable. It was unknown if lightning had caused them to break down or if the culprit had broken them. It was obviously Michael Myers. At any rate, since contact with the outside had been cut off, we couldn't reach the police. So until the typhoon passes and a boat comes tomorrow morning, we'll have to protect ourselves. After all, Wokenjima is now isolated by the typhoon. And just as we're stuck on the island, so is the culprit. It seemed that the adults had stayed up all night holding a family conference in the mansion's dining hall the whole time. So here's the problem. Here's the most interesting problem with the human culprit. Is that all the adults were in one room. There's no way in hell that, like, maybe if one of them left for like half an hour. No, I feel like you would have needed more time to kill 6 people and, paint the whole fucking symbols on them. So that leaves out pretty much the main adult cast. So now we got the cousins and Nanjo. Nanjo has really been the odd man out within this whole cast, really. Nanjo has always been just the odd man out, the doctor that's there, the family friend that's just here by accident, really, just, wants to care for fucking Kenzo. So, everything points to Nanjo, but I feel like that's a red herring. Typically in murder mysteries, there's always the red herring character of like, oh, it has to be them because, well, everyone else's alibis are sound. So what if it's the cousins? And obviously you would think, maybe, just maybe, Maria. Because, she has knowledge of the symbol, We know that for sure. And is it possible for her to kill 6 adults? Maybe. Who knows? But at the same time, I feel like Maria is also a red herring. So, and Bad Wars are our main protagonist. So, Jessica, George, maybe. Who knows? I'm just going through the possibilities, Willie. I'm not really. I'm just going through my train of thought of like, just based off murder mystery tropes and all that. So, and yet the crime had occurred in the mansion. So right when the adults had been in an uproar over money, the murderer had been killed under the same roof. They say Aunt Natsuhi's been strict about locking the doors and windows at night. And yet some suspicious person had entered and left the mansion. The adults had decided that the inside of the mansion was too large to be safe. So they had pulled out the guns and moved to the guest house where we had been. Which brings us to the prison. Hey, makes sense. George Aniki had begged to see Shen Chen's corpse, but the adults had refused, saying that he mustn't do so until the police arrived. That wasn't just because they wanted to seal all the rooms to preserve the scene. After all, the culprit had killed 6 people was wandering about the mansion. To the Ushiro Mira family right now, the mansion that should have been their home was now a danger zone that an unknown murderer could enter and leave at will. After all, it's a huge mansion. There are plenty of blind spots and dark places, and it's too vast to guarantee absolute safety with this number of people. Relatively speaking, the guest house was much smaller. It had 2 above-ground stories, something like 10 or so rooms. Apparently, it had originally been constructed to serve as a small hotel as part of a plan to turn this island into a resort. So it was easier to know what was going on everywhere inside of it, and it would be easier to keep safe. It made for a good place to hold up in. Also, it was extremely likely that this mass murder of 6 people was a game. After all, the culprit had proclaimed so in the letter. I heard that a Western-style envelope with the family crest, just like the one Maria claimed to have received from Beatrice yesterday, had been found in the boiler room where grandfather's corpse had been discovered. Okay. That this was what the letter said. So that there will be no misunderstandings, the game I seek is for everyone to try and solve the riddle of the epitaph, not for you to try and catch me. If you don't solve the riddle, the pitiful sacrifices will further increase in number. It would be wiser to spend your time solving the epitaph instead of searching for me. If no one can solve the riddle, no one will survive. If a person appears who can miraculously solve it, I will give them all the gold of the Golden Land. The Ushio family headship and all of my power. I was the one who succeeded the Ushio family headship after Kinzo-sama. I look forward to seeing who will succeed to that headship after me. The Golden Witch, Beatrice. I wonder if there... I mean, I haven't read and then there were none that yet anyway, since, you know, they were suggesting to me that it would probably spoil me on this game. But I wonder if in that story there's more letters from you and Owen, or whatever, kind of like what we're getting here in Umineko as well. I'm just blabbering off, but I'm curious. This riddle of the epitaph was that thing. That strange epitaph written by the portrait of the witch on display in the hall of the mansion. Grandfather was the one who had written. And the person who solved it would, supposedly, be given the inheritance or the hidden gold or something like that. Ever since it was put on display there several years ago, the relatives had secretly tried to solve that riddle, despite saying on the surface that the whole idea was silly. However, up until today, no one had solved it. We were once again being urged to solve that unintelligible riddle, and this time we were faced with the threat that we'd all be killed if we didn't solve it. That's interesting. The epitaph wasn't put up until several years ago? Wasn't Badwar's missing period of time 7 years from the family? That's an interesting thing to connect. That's an interesting coincidence. I think not, but that's interesting to keep in the back of my head. If that wasn't a game, what else could it be? The bold opinion that we shouldn't search the premises for the culprit did come up once. However, there was a good chance they were armed, and there might not just be one of them. While they might have been able to kill more than 6 people, they had stopped at 6. The opinion that won out in the end was that we should avoid needlessly antagonizing the culprit, and hole up in a safe place while we waited for the police to arrive. Or try to solve this damn riddle. After the adults carefully checked that the doors and windows in the guest house were locked, they set up camp in the lobby. As they loaded their guns to distract themselves from the tension, their expressions showed that they were already fatigued from this long day which had still barely begun. There was nothing for me to do. Now all I could do was be taught how to use a gun, to prepare for the off chance of something happening that led to an excess of guns. That's fine. Just obediently stay there, me and the rest of you.
また最初は6人か。
Yeah.
しかも今回はじい様と使用人が全部まとめてときたもんだ。
All in separate rooms this time, so you know.
おそらく
あの子は前回のゲームでのあなたの指し手を慎重に研究したのでしょう。そしてあなたが最初に疑うと高い確率で推定される駒を最優先で奪ったに違いありませんよ。
Yep. 筋だな。前回も前々回も屋敷に精通しマスターキーを持ち歩く使用人たち全員は常に最高順位で疑わしい人物だった。前回のゲームの例えばジェシカの密室がいい例だ。
Yeah, it's very interesting to note that all the keys for the rooms they were found in were gone as well, and so are the master keys. So, you know. Question is, where the hell are those keys at?
使用人が犯人であることを認めさえすれば、あんなのは密室でも何でもない。
ゆえに、あの子はそこを真っ先に切りに来た。あなたがやがて逃げ込むであろう退路を真っ先に塞ぎに来たのでしょ
う。ベアトはすでに赤で、この島には19人以上いないと宣言している。それはつまり諦めろってことだ。もう俺は18人の誰かを疑わざるを得ない。
あの子はその18人の駒を全て奪い切った上で存在しないはずの19人目として降臨し、あなたに自らが魔女であることを認めさせる手で来るでしょう。魔法を見せつけることで強引に屈服させる恫喝的手法がもはや通じない以上、あの子にさせるのは成功法だけなのですから。
上等だ。もうハッタリは通用しねえぜ。
気をつけて。まやかしは魔女の最も得意とするところ。あの子が何を言おうと何を見せようと、あなたが信じる真実を決して脅かすことなどできないのです。
Yeah.
それを忘れないで。
お、そう何度も同じ手が通用してたまるかってんだ。出てこいよ、ベアトリーチェ。おっ始めようぜ。
すでに勝負のテーブルに着席しておるわ。
Answer. I've heard this before. Where the hell have I heard this before? What was this used in the previous episode? Probably. Fuck, I can't remember where. Probably in the previous episode or whatever.
わらわの手番もすでに終了しておる。
マダムを敵に回すことになるとは厄介ですね、お嬢様。手の内をだいぶ読まれますよ。
かまわん。お師匠様の指し手などすでに時代遅れの古典。恐るるに足りぬわ。
あなたが私の教えた古典以上の何をさせるのか期待していますよ、ベアトリーチェ。
いいのか、バトラー。魔女を否定するそなたが魔女を軍師につけても
くだらねえ挑発は無用だ。こいつは俺の相談役、いやセコンドだ。ガチンコで殴り合うのは俺とお前だってことには何の変化もない。
分かっておる。よちよちのお前には自転車にも補助輪が必要だろう。好きにするがよ。さあ始めろ。
She says all the right words to fucking antagonize me.
お前の手番だ。
事件現場の再構築から始める。
Oh shit! Damn, fucking the OST is fucking awesome in this game, dude.
ワルギリア、早速頼む。
最初の遺体発見はシャノンから屋敷内の1階客間より発見されました。扉と窓は施錠され密室を構成していました。
ベアトに説明要求。密室の定義を再確認。
密室の定義は内外の出入りが一切隔絶された室内を指す。当然内外からの一切の侵入脱出はおろか干渉もできない。それは包括的に隠し扉の否定、外部干渉の余地一切の否定を含む。以後この定義をベアトリーチェの密室定義と呼称する。
細部確認。外部干渉の余地の定義とは？
外部から釣り糸やら長くて細い棒やらなどを使って直接的に干渉するあらゆる余地だ。
Okay.
つまり扉や窓にはそのような小細工を混ぜる隙間すらもないと判断する。
どうかな。仮に隙間がなくてもリモコンなどの電波は干渉できるはずだぜ。
よかろう。電波などそれに類する遠隔操作技術も干渉不可能であると定義に追加する。
Damn it. So it wasn't an RC car that go there? Fuck.
客間には内線電話もあるぜ。それと連動した仕掛けは遠隔操作にはならねえのか？
電話はすでに使用不能だろうが。ああ、もう面倒だ。それも含めようぞ。直接間接のあらゆる方法で室外よりの密室内への干渉は不可能だ。
声やノックは密室に入らずに外部から干渉できるはずだぜ。
密室であっても声をかけることやノックは不可能ではなかろう。意思疎通の可否は密室の定義に反しない。
つまり外部との伝達方法までは途絶していると定義できないんだな。
そうなります。
了解したぜ。シャノンちゃんの客間はそのベアトリーチェの密室定義を満たすってんだな。
その通りだ。
密室定義了解した。ワルキリア続けてくれ。
はい。シャノンの遺体はマスターキー1本を所持。
Okay, so it was on her body.
発見した親族がこれを回収。
Makes sense.
ベアトに負傷要求。今回のマスターキーの本数は？
前回と
Okay, so
同
5.
じ。各使用人が1本ずつで5本だ。
ってことは密室にはまだならねえってわけさ。マスターキーはまだ4本余ってる。シャノンちゃんを殺害後4本の鍵のいずれかで施錠するだけの話だ。
Or one of the keys from the master key chest within the servant's room was used.
その通りでございます。そして見つかったのはマスターキーだけではありませんよ。
はい。遺体のすぐ傍らに紋章入りの養鶏封筒が。
Whatever, just right, yeah.
中に手紙はなく2階客室の鍵が入っていました。
Ah, okay. Interesting.
2階客室の鍵。それは2階客室の扉をマスターキー以外に唯一開けることができる鍵だという定義でいいのか？
問題ない。そしてマスターキーと違いその1本しかない。
つまりある特定の部屋を開けるにはマスターキー5本に加えその1本しかないというわけです。
これはつまり次は2階客室へ行けというメッセージなのか？となると大人たちは2階客室へ移動したな。
So there's a certain order to this, huh? That the murderer wants to, you know, adults want to go in. So Shannon, then second floor would
Hi.
be...
2階客室の扉もまた施錠され魔法陣が描かれていました。親族はシャノンの遺体脇より入手したその鍵によって解錠。室内にて熊沢の遺体を発見。
Shannon Kumasawa.
室内は密室。 定義はベアトリーチェの密室定義に準拠。熊沢はマスターキー1本を所持。これを親族が回収。そしてシャノン同様に遺体の傍らに養鶏封筒を発見。中には3階控室の鍵が。
So, Goda.
親族は3階控室へ移動。
そして3階控え室の扉にも魔法陣でさらに施錠されていて。
はい。室内にてゴーダの遺体を発見。
Okay, Shannon, then Kumasawa, then Goda.
室内は密室。ベアトリーチェの密室定義に準拠。ゴーダはマスターキー1本を所持。これを親族が回収。そしてこれまで同様に紋章入りの養鶏封筒を発見。中より2階貴賓室の鍵が。
In Genji.
親族は2階貴賓室へ移動。
So only guess the boiler room would be the last one for Kinzo.
なんなんだこいつは。てめえ、何を企んでやがる。
It's one hell of an interesting way to do a murder, huh?
そう睨むほどのものでもあるまい。密室ではある。それを開けるマスターキーはまだ何本もあるではないか。律儀にマスターキー以外の固有の鍵も申請している。
気に入らねえ展開だぜ。
So maybe it's was somewhere.
だが展開は読めてきた。この調子で6人続いてくってわけか。
はい、その通りです。2階貴賓室にて源氏の遺体を発見。マスターキー1本を回収。地下ボイラー室の鍵を発見。
Really?
地下ボイラー室へ移動。地下ボイラー室にて金蔵の遺体を発見。礼拝堂の鍵を発見。
Huh.
礼拝堂に移動。礼拝堂にてカノンの遺体を発見。
So it goes Shannon, Kumasawa, Goda, Genji, Kinzo, then Canon. I wonder if there's any rhyme to reason with that order.
マスターキー1本を回収。1階客間の鍵を発見。
Ah, okay.
以上で6名の遺体発見の再構築を終了します。
補足です。金蔵の遺体の傍らで発見された養鶏封筒には礼拝堂の鍵と一緒に手紙が同封されておりました。手紙の内容はすでにご確認の通り、
Okay, so it's Kinzo's course.
自分の謎を解くよう改めて催促する内容です。
Okay, yeah, since, okay, now there's a problem of the first 4 parlor key being within the chapel, but you need to go to Kinzo in order to get it. Okay, shit.
ってことはなんだよこれ。最後のカノン君のところに
Yeah.
一番最初のシャノンちゃんの客間の鍵があったってことは密室が6つ数珠つなぎになってるってことなのか。
Shit, okay.
その通り。
God damn! This is one hell. I've never seen this before. A 6-room, like, goddamn locked rooms.
6つの密室が数珠つなぎになっている。
It's an Ouroboros here.
それぞれを解錠する鍵はそれぞれ隣り合う密室によって閉じ込められている。
Okay, so how the hell do you pull that off?
つまり6つの密室が1つの巨大密室を形成し、その中に全てのマスターキーと固有鍵全てを閉じ込めてしまっているのだ。
Son of a bitch. Ooh. Damn, this is a tough one. Six keys and 5 master keys as well.
ちなみに6つの部屋の扉や窓はいずれも普通。オートロックのような 鍵を使用せず施錠できるような仕掛けは存在しない。どうだよ、綺麗なもんだろ。
Goddamn cackle that fucking waffle.
ですからお嬢様、そのあたりに品がございます。
When Walnov rebuked her, Beta struck her tongue at him without showing any signs of shame.
悪い悪い。ついついバトラと遊んでると上機嫌になってしまうのでな。それでバトラ、お前の指し手はどうなんだよ。特に思いつかないんなら、わらわがヤギたちに遺体を運ばせて、
Yeah, shut up.
魔法にて全ての扉を封じるところを特別に見せてやってもいいんだぜ。
好きにしろ。お前の主張する魔法説として拝聴しとく。だが俺はお前の主張とは全く異なる人間説をお前の主張に一切干渉されることなく主張することができる。それはつまりお前のざれ事に耳を貸す必要は何もないってことさ。
Exactly.
好きに魔法の杖でも振るって七色の魔法で扉を閉めるところでも実演してろってんだ。隣でそのうちガマの油と万能包丁の実演も始まるぜ。
Man, what a great fucking argument rebuke of like, I just will fucking ignore your claim. I believe my truth, bitch. Battle would be great on Twitter.
ワルギリア、事件現場を再構築。穴を探すぜ。全員は間違いなく死亡してるのか。誰かが死んだふりしてんだな。こんなの密室でも何でもねえ。
南條は全員の死亡を確認。ただし護身率の否定は悪魔の証明により不可能。つまり誰かが生きているのを南條が見逃した可能性をゼロにすることはできません。
来たな、悪魔の証明か。だがそいつをぶった切る剣は存在する。
なんだよあいつら。わらわをのけ者にして楽しそうだな。わらわは対戦者であるぞ。少しは構えたよ。
本来チェスを対戦するのにあたり、相手とのコミュニケーションは不要です。お嬢様は指し手以外のコミュニケーションによって煙に巻いていた。それに惑わされないということはつまりこういうことなのでしょう。
なぜだか納得がいかない。
Oh, don't like it when you're not being noticed, huh, Beatrice?
お嬢様はチェスを挑んでいるはずではないのですか。
でもそうだ。
Beatrice puffed out her cheeks. That's tough to say. I don't know why, but I don't like it.
警察未介入の現場につき、人間側からの検証は限界があります。厳密な死亡確認のため復唱要求することを推奨します。
よっしゃ、ここで叩くぜ。復唱要求だ。被害者6人は全員死亡している。
Yeah?
お嬢様、復唱要求が出ておりますよ。
おい、ぼんやりするな。復唱拒否か。ここからが戦闘開始だ。
おったとったすまぬすまぬ。いいぞ、応じるぞ。金蔵、源氏、シャノン、カノン、ゴーダ、熊沢の6人は死亡している。
Okay, those 6 are all dead.
何をぼんやりしてるんだか。よし、まずは一つ引き出したぞ。死んだふりって王道はまず否定されたな。
Okay, so how would we solve this 6-room closed room thing. Without breaking in the windows or anything like that, so not blowing dead or anything. I will like this good thinking music. Damn, once again, the OC is fucking amazing.
もはや手加減などせぬ。好きなだけ来るがよ。次々斜め切りにしてくれるわ。
続けて副将要求。6つの部屋には誰も隠れていない。
Hey, that's good.
俺たちが認識していない人物の存在を否定してみせろ。
Slash.
6つの部屋には誰も隠れていない。
Okay, no one hiding.
よし。これで6人だけの缶詰は確定だな。そして死んだふりもない。
Okay, so not pretending to be dead. No one's hiding in there.
どうするどうする。人間にはもはやどうしようもないであろうが。
There's no hidden doors due to Beatrice's definition of closed room. Okay, nobody's playing dead. No one's hiding in the room.
おとなしくわらわの素敵な魔法で鍵を自由自在にするところをひざまずいて拝見しろよ。
寝言言ってろ。
I wonder. Really, the biggest problem is that last one is the chapter. That's the whole horcrux of the thing. So, I feel, what would be the order then? You know, if there's like a certain order to it. No, wait, because they wouldn't have the key. No, they would have. Okay, let's say they killed Shannon first. Yeah, they killed Shannon first. Locked her body up within the room with the key, and they just held onto that key, murdered the rest of the people. Yeah, okay. So here's my theory about these 6 rooms. So the murderer kills Shannon first. All right, first body. Locks the room up. No. They would be able to steal the keys from the key box. They wouldn't necessarily need the master key. So they could leave the master key on Shannon's body while being able to have access to the 6 other rooms and kill them as well while keeping the master key on their bodies. Because they can just go to the server room, which doesn't have a lock on it from what we've seen at least, or been told at least. So they can go back and forth with those keys to lock the parlor room first, and lock it or open it up, and however way you want to do it, and all that. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, okay, so they wouldn't necessarily need the master keys.
さらに副将要求だ。6人の死亡は即死である。
Huh?
即死。ほう。どういう意味だそれ。
犠牲者の一人が瀕死の状態で部屋まで逃げ延び、内側から施錠して密室を作った後、息絶えた可能性もあるということですよ。
I'm trying to think back now on that. Because the only who has a chapel key? No, the chapel key is in the server room. No, I remember. Yeah, okay. The chapel key is in the server room. That's right. Okay. So it's 100% possible they wouldn't need the master keys because all they're doing is going to these certain rooms and just locking them and putting it in the next room, except for the first key, which is the parlor room. They threw it inside the chapel at the very end. Really. So yeah, they used the parlor key. They held onto it. They held onto it. to the second room, killed Kumasawa because they could just get the servant room, the second floor waiting room key. Open that up, kill her, then... No, wait. Because in Kumasawa's room, there was the fucking... Because, yeah, here's how it goes. Because... Okay. They could have just killed them first, dragged their bodies in, locked the door. I'm trying to like fucking make sense of this in my head, of like how it's possible to do this kind of sequential like sequence of keys within these goddamn letters as well. I'm trying to figure it out before the game can. Really, that's all I'm trying to do. Like what the hell it is exactly. But I feel like the most important thing about that is they don't necessarily need the master keys. They just, you know, can leave it on the body.
密室殺人の5点ですか。致命傷を与え、しばらく後に死ぬことを確実とした場合、犠牲者が殺人者から逃れるために部屋にこもり、施錠後に死亡したなら、予期せずして密室が構成されることはあり得ます。
その可能性を否定するには、赤き真実にて6人は即死であったことを宣言する必要があります。
よかろうよかろう。赤き宝刀にて切り伏せよう。6人は即死であった。即死とはつまり攻撃を受けて即座に行動不能になったという意味だ。まあ完全な意味での死亡には数秒もしくは数分をかけたかもしれない。だがいずれにせよ自らの意思で何かの行動を取ることは完全に不可能であった。その意味において即死と断言できる。
Now, they haven't said this. I wonder if Battle is going to bring it up. Did they die in that room? I feel like, because it's 100% possible. Kill them somewhere else and just put them in there. You know?
ここまでは古典の確認だ。お前との密室対決はここからだぜ。犯人は内側にいないなら外にいる。そして外からどうにかして彼らを殺したんだ。
何を血迷うか。密室イコール外部からの殺害は不可能であろうが、故に魔法殺人しかありえない。
いいや違うね。殺人は現に起こったイコール密室ではないが正しいのさ。お前がどう煙に巻こうとこれは断じて密室じゃない。密室に見えるだけのまがいものだ。
しかしバトラさん、室内には犠牲者しかおらず、それ以外の人物は室内には存在しておりません。
Yeah, okay.
そしてお嬢様の密室定義により外部からの遠隔殺人も明確に否定されておりますよ。
I feel like what Battle was trying to say is that I think I killed somewhere else.
まあちな、遠隔殺人の定義は広大だぜ。何も部屋の外から釣り糸を引っ張って室内の犠牲者を絞め殺したとか、そんなのばかりじゃねえ。例えばトラップだって立派な遠隔殺人だ。
トラップ？ほう、それは何か。
一例だが、彼らにあらかじめ決められた部屋に入り、内側から施錠して自ら密室を作り出すように指示を出す。そして室内には 彼らがそれとは知らないトラップが仕掛けられており、それによって彼らは殺された。どうだ、これなら矛盾は生じない。
問題ありません。現状と整合します。
当方も問題ありません。お嬢様の密室定義にも抵触しません。
なんだその間抜けな推理は。いずれの室内にも不審なものは発見されなかったぞ。そのトラップはどのような形状なのか、どこに隠してあってどう作動したというのか、それを6人分、客間、客室、機械室、貴賓室、ボイラー室、礼拝堂の6つで説明してみせよ。どうだ、できまい。
反論拒否。
Oh,
それを説明する必要はねえ。にもかかわらず俺の主張は揺るがない。
yeah, it could have just been a trope.
なんだと。
ベアトリーチェ、悪魔の証明ですよ。そのトラップの形状を説明できないことがすなわちトラップ否定の理由にはなり得ない。
うまい。強引ながら見事な一手です。
すっかり手慣れおって。
チェック。発見できていない殺人トラップ X によりこの密室殺人は成立可能だ。
赤き真実にてそのチェックを切る。6人はトラップで殺されてはいない。
Okay.
トラップの定義は
あれだ、犠牲者が勝手に引っかかって発動するやつとかだ。それだけじゃない。リモコンで発動するとかタイマーで発動するとか、そういうのもろもろ全部含めたやつだ。
仕掛け人が直接関与することなしに殺人を遂行できる全ての仕掛けという定義でよろしいかと思いますよ。
どうだ、切り返したぞ。人間にこの密室が破れてたまるか。
お前も勝つために必死だな。
どういう意味だ。
お前は自分の存在を俺に認めさせようと必死に戦ってる。
Doing anything in her power.
今まで俺は一方的にお前にいじられてるだけだと思ってた。しかし実際は違った。お前もまた俺の切り返しに必死に抗い自分の存在を示そうと戦っている。俺はよ、今ようやく実感してるぜ。
This isn't torture inflicted on me over whether I was surrender or not.
俺とお前の対等な戦いなんだ。さて面白くなってきたぜ。6人は密室で死に部外者は中に誰もいない。そして外部からはちょっかいは一切出せずトラップもない時だ。これまでの俺だったらこれはもう魔法の仕業しかありえねえだろうと思うだろうよ。このタイミングでお前におかしな魔法を実演されたらそりゃ屈服もしてただろうさ。これがお前の得意戦術だ。俺の指し手を全て迎撃しきる。俺が万策尽きたと膝をつく。心の防御力が弱るその瞬間にこれ見よがしにおかしな魔法を見せつけて一気に勝負を持っていく。
昔から短気な将軍で勝ちの目が見えると焦る悪い癖は相変わらずです。
お嬢様はお預けができない性分ですから。
うるさいうるさいぞ。バトラの出番であるぞ。 そなたが進めたトラップの駒はわらわが赤にて切り捨てた。次は何を繰り出すのか、存分に来るがよい。
おっ、トラップまで潰され、一見こいつは完全な密室犯罪に見える。だからこそここでチェス盤をひっくり返すぜ。
来たな、そなたの得意技よ。何をどうひっくり返せるというのか、見せてみろ。
ああ、見せてやる。いかにして密室の中の6人を外から殺すかを考えるんじゃない。ああ、ダメだダメだ、全然ダメだ。そうさ、どうやって外から殺すかじゃない、どうやって中で死んで密室にするかなんだ。そうさ、これが答えなのさ。犠牲者6人の中に犯人が含まれていたと考えれば、この密室は極めて容易に説明できる。
Yeah, that's possible.
バカな、その6人は死んだとはっきりわらわは赤で言ったはず。
Not simply they kill themselves.
死んだのは6人、犠牲者は殺された5人、もう1人は自殺だったと仮定すれば、
Yeah.
この密室は打ち破れる。
確かに犯人が最後の密室に自ら入って施錠し、自らの命を絶てば、この連鎖密室は成立します。
犯人の自殺、普通では考えられない一手ですが、考えられないから存在しないは存在しない。そしてその動機を立証する義務は彼にない。
Yeah.
魔女とのチェスでしか使えない実に力強い一手。
まあ動機がないとは言い切れません。例えば金蔵は余命があとわずかと宣告されています。残りわずかの生を惜しまず、自らの死をメッセージとしたという動機づけも不可能ではないかもしれません。お嬢様、こちらの手番ですよ。
まさか死者の尊厳を踏みにじってまで犯人を生み出してくるとはな。こやつ血も涙もない男よ。
Oh, now you're calling me all aggressive.
死者を犯人に仕立て上げる、この非道なる一手は前回のゲームでお前がカノン君を陥れた一手だ。この手でお前に一矢報いることが、ゲームは異なるがあの時のカノン君への手向けだ。今俺はあの時のカノン君の無念を晴らした。
ここで手を休める義理はありませんよ。全員の死因が自殺でないことを確認すべきです。復讐の要求を推奨します。
ああ、だが自殺なんて甘い言い方じゃ追い詰められねえぜ。ベアト、こいつで詰めだ。復讐要求、6人は全員他殺である。
Ah, it's homicides.
これは痛いですね。
ああ、どうしたよ。6人が殺されたんだろう。最も単純な一番最初の前提の確認でしかないぜ。復讐できねえのか。
復讐を拒否する
Yeah.
理由は特にない。
ここでの復讐拒否はリザインと同じ意味だぜ。チェックメイト。6人の中に犯人がいて、密室構築後に自殺を図った。
Good shit. Yeah.
以上だ。
待て。いや、言う望み通り赤を行使するぞ。6人は誰も自殺していない。
Suicide. Well,
どうだ、 これで満足か。切り返したぞ、切り返した。
なんだよ、言えるじゃねえか。だがおかしいな。
Yeah, didn't she said suicide, not homicide.
なんであんなに狼狽してるんだ。
Okay.
気のせいよ。わらわも今回は必死でな。そうそう心にゆとりもないのだ。深く気にするでない。要求した副賞が改ざんされています。
Yeah.
ごまかされないよ
ダメみたいですよ、お嬢様。
そうか、6人全員他殺とは言ってない。
Just none of them were suicide.
6人全員自殺にあらずとこいつは言い換えた。ということは他殺でも自殺でもない人間が混じっているということだ。ああ、分かったぜ、分かった分かった。これが真相だ。6人の中に潜む犯人 X は5人を殺害後密室を構築した。そしてそこから何かの方法で逃れるか隠れるかするつもりだったんだ。ところが事故った。本人すらも想定しない理由により事故死し、自ら望まない密室殺人を構築したんだ。これで決まりだぜ、ベアトリーチェ。チェックメイトだ。
Shit.
その程度でわらわが追い詰められると思うか。この程度でリザインを叫ぶものか。その愚かなチェックメイト、わらわの赤き砲塔にて何度でも叩き切ってくれようぞ。6人の中に事故死は
失礼。当方、ここで作戦タイムを所望いたします。しばしのご猶予をお許しください。
正当な要求です。問題ないか。
ああ、評価するぜ。俺も今まで散々そいつをもらってる。今度はお前がそれを使う番だぜ。
ありがとうございます。さあお嬢様、こちら。そして心の中で静かに数字を100数えましょう。
Monove quickly covered Beatrice's mouth with his hand as she grew thoroughly panicked and agitated, suspending the game. He pulled Beatrice away, supposedly to hold a strategy conference. Okay. So interesting. So it could have, okay. So they weren't all homicides, is what we can glean from that. Or, well, she didn't, yeah. They weren't all homicides. None of them did commit suicide. So that's a very interesting, thing to consider there. That one of them, possibly died in an accident. Well, murdering the other other 5. Interesting. It's very interesting, because she didn't say homicide.
あの悪魔の執事め。ベアトが熱くなってる今が追い込む絶好のチャンスだったんだが。
Yeah, it was very long on that whole murdered someplace else and brought in, because They probably did say in red that they did die within that room. But Bito normally acted like she was graceful and above it all, but she actually had a really short temper and got mad easily. Her usual intellect had less of a voice when she got excited.
ロノウェは冷静ですね。おそらくあの子に頭を冷やす時間を与えたのでしょう。あの子はあなたのチェックを外すことに意地になり、いくつかの大駒をやすやすと見捨てようとしていた。第一の番など初戦は前哨戦。あの子は引き際を誤りかけた。
つまりどういうことだよ。俺のチェックメイトは成立したのかしないのか。
あの子は赤を宣言しかけていました。チェックメイトにはまだならないでしょう。しかしおそらく頭を冷やしたあの子はリザインを宣言するに違いありません。
まさかあの負けず嫌いがか。
ええ、負け戦は1秒でも早く兵を引き上げ、いかに損失を減らすかが肝要です。難しいのはそれが負け戦であるかどうかを測ること。あの子の執事はそれを冷静に判断したようです。
やれやれ。つまりあと一息のところで逃げられたってわけだな。ビシッと俺がチェックメイトを決めてとどめを刺すって流れには簡単にはならねえんだな。
でもこれはあなたの勝ちだと判断してよいでしょう。向こうはギリギリで大きな損失を踏みとどまったようですが、それでもかなりのダメージを与えたに違いありません。その傷の深さはあの子の狼狽ぶりから十分理解できたはずですよ。
だな。これ以上いじめたら泣き出しちまいそうだぜ。
As we talked, Wonov returned with Bito, who wore a meek expression. She didn't yet have her usual bold smile, but it looked like the blood wasn't rushing to her head anymore.
よう、お前の出番だぜ。次の一手は決まったかよ。
デザインだ。この場はお前に勝ちを譲る。
Bito told me that frankly. Seems she'd taken a far-sighted view, as though saying if you want to laugh, then laugh. It was a bit of a killjoy, and I lost my desire to deliver the final blow.
お前がリザインしたってのは結局のところ俺の説もお前の説も互いが相手を否定できないイーブンって意味だからな。負けってよりは引き分けって意味で受け取っとくぜ。
気持ち悪い同情などいらぬ。この場はわらわの負けだと言っておる。そなたには雨に濡れた犬をさらに棒で叩く趣味があるというのか。
ねえよ、お前と違ってな。
Even though she ridiculed me horribly when I showed signs of defeat, this is the best she got when the tables are turned. I did feel that was pretty cowardly of her, but I decided to act with dignity as the victor and let it slide. Bito resigned. That's the one result of the first Twilight. Beatrice couldn't counter my move of one of the six was the culprit, and that person died in an accident. Now, she probably could have countered it, but for some strategic reason she admitted defeat. It felt less like I'd won, more like I let her slip away at the last second. Really, the most important thing about that is that all of them were homicides. I feel like that's the most important thing to take from that closed room mystery. So one of them wasn't a homicide. In a chess match with a witch, battles can be fought solely with pieces known as X, which require no detailed explanations. Thanks to the devil's proof, I could create as many strange fictions as I wanted and use them as fighters in our argument, yeah? But it only works in a chess match with a witch. In our human world, you can't use such abstract theories to explain things. This first Twilight was a chain of 6 closed rooms. It certainly may have been possible for a human. Beatrice wasn't able to deny all possibilities. However, I don't have a clue who committed the crime, or why, or how they actually did it. It may seem strange to hear me saying this after I've won, but for some reason I felt like I'd been more satisfied if Beatrice had been able to say definitively that it was impossible for humans. All about that motive. I managed to avoid specifics using an abstract piece called X, but I couldn't deny the sense that some eerie intent that must never be known was filling up this entire mansion. What is the truth? What is inside the tube, But damn, once again, another great episode, I have to say. Now we've finally pushed, we've finally made Beatrice resigned on an argument. And why she did it? Who knows? Strategic reasons, perhaps. But still, we gleaned a lot of information from there, and man, this fucking game's great, man. This game is so great. I love it. I love it so much. I don't even care if my theories are wrong. It's still so much fun to even just theorize about it, So anyway, if you guys enjoyed this type of content, hit that subscribe button. If you liked it, hit the like button. Want to tell me something, put.com as well. Check out Discord server hang out in, or my Twitter. Check the description below. Yeah, it's been Voidlego. I'll see you guys next time. See ya!